Sister Wives' third episode of season 19 was a complete disaster. Press, I recently posted a video on a wedding that took place in October 2022. The bride-to-be, Logan, is the family's eldest son, and we previously discussed how Kody and Robin essentially made themselves the victims of everything. Let's now discuss this peculiar scene in the episode where Kody plays Uno and Jenga with his children Ariella, Aurora, Solomon, and Brianna. No, Dayton wouldn't want anyone to know that he lives in an illegal RV parked in the driveway. Would you agree? Yes. And since they don't have a conditional use permission to put that on their property, it's unlawful for them to live for him in that RV. Hey guys, it's Amelia here. Welcome to TLC Flicks Tuesday, October 1, 2024. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, although this portion of the episode was somewhat strange. I only found out about it over the weekend. Sister Wives used to have episodes when the characters really performed things correctly. Because of this, the entire show consists of B-roll footage of them going on trips. They visit places like, say, Missouri or Montana. They move or build things. They have meetings. They get together to talk. They are cooking or doing something else at the moment. I'm not sure if you're familiar with B-roll footage, but when you're filming a documentary or television show, there are certain scenes that need to be shown in the background, such as the opening sequences where they fly over Flagstaff or just follow people like Janelle walking a dog, Robin raking the yard, Kody frantically riding a bike through Coyote Pass, or Christine, I'm not sure, cooking or doing something on her couch. Essentially, it's just filler video. It's not intended to be narratively significant footage. It serves merely as a backdrop of sorts so that individuals can use it for acting out talking heads. All right? It would be the same as, let's say, me making a slideshow for you while I talk using pictures of them. It's all simply filler pictures and videos. That is unrelated to what I am actually stating. There are moments when my words don't even align with the situation, and this game night was just that. During the game night, they consumed caramelized apples before engaging in games of Jenga, Uno, and Kody on the dance floor, together with Aurora, Brianna, Solomon, Ariella, and Robin. After that, Kody and Robin essentially simply started talking nonstop about the family breakups, with Kody presenting wildly divergent viewpoints and Robin struggling to even tell their own side of the tale. It was quite crazy, and it kept occurring to me that perhaps this is the reason they haven't been shooting Robin and Kody, because they are that uninteresting. Do you understand what I mean? Perhaps they are unable to produce genuine content that viewers would find engaging. As you can imagine, after working on a show like this for so long, the producers start to ask, what's next? What other options do we have? What other options do we have? What more can we do to ensure accurate ratings? This family's only option left is to berate one another in order to acquire viewers. As a public service announcement, let me just say that if you're watching this season and you're appalled, I'm with you. It's not entertaining to watch. The show is no longer even enjoyable to me. Although I never was a big fan of the series, I'm not a big fan anymore. It feels intrusive now. I simply can't help but think about how this will affect their children in the long run and how it can't be good for them. It feels like these are disputes and talks that I don't even need to be aware of. While I watch this right now, that's all that's on my mind. It's as though I wouldn't do this if I were in their shoes. I wouldn't discuss anything so openly and make fun of the mothers of my stepchildren or of my children. Okay, so fiercely, as it will never look good and will just worsen the relationship you have with those youngsters. I want you to mark the passage where she said that Ari and Solomon aren't keeping track of what's happening because Kody will blow it up in a matter of minutes. She is dishonest. Youngsters are not stupid. They are aware of what is happening, and Kody and Robin are liars who involve their children in everything. They are aware, yet hold on. She wants us to think that she finds it difficult to show them images these days, even though she claimed last year that she did so every time and that they would always chat about the family. What is it, Robin? You either display the photographs or you don't, and then people start to wonder why we aren't seeing them. She even goes so far as to ask, why am I not receiving a birthday or a Christmas card from them? Why, hell, Robin? Why aren't you seeing them? Is a question you should be asking yourself. Why do you not give them gifts? When so many gifts were given to your children over Christmas, why did you not ensure that Kody's children received gifts as well? Why did you not ensure that your husband was looking after his children? Why did you enter a home with 13 children and want more of everyone and everything? And why, Robin, are you the one who fell into a well-established family and then claims you weren't accepted when you didn't strive to fit in or bow to their expectations? Since Robin never helps them, they don't have a relationship with Solomon and Ari, and she's always the victim. They missed the chance to take their children to weddings. There have been family get-togethers where parents have the option to bring their kids, but they purposefully choose not to because they wish to protect them from the evil West and from worldly, disobedient people. We wish not to sway them in any way. Robyn is making a great effort to be the victim. Lit pretends to be the victim even though she isn't, and she is treating Solomon and Ari the same way she treated her oldest children when they were with their father. She is severing their bond from the Brown sibling and their father from Preston, Brianna, and Dayton. It's akin to the past happening again. You recall that when they were filming Christine leaving, Ariella was like, growling at Christine, have dates. Tell her on dates that she shouldn't break up with Kody, and then it's all her fault for not putting more effort into her relationship. She was furious about it as well. They started laughing, so I said, that girl knows something, and they started telling her things, and no youngster would be that upset with someone they seldom ever see and discuss topics they don't understand. What kind of dating advice is a 7-year-old offering to a woman who is almost 50? It's insane. And he's like, I remember before, Robyn saying that Ariella and Solomon are not keeping tabs on what's going on in the family, and Ariella saying that she didn't like Christine. She told a lie. They are keeping tabs on the family dynamics, and they are quite clearly making disparaging remarks about Christine in that home, since there is really no reason for Kody and Robyn to be talking about her right now. Simply put, they don't. Yes, Kody doesn't see his children with Christine, but she's already left. Her influence on their daily lives is non-existent. They have no incentive to talk about her endlessly because she is not a part of their family experience. But because Christine left her father, Ari claims she doesn't like her. Relationships between adult children and their parents can be shaped by these events. They can use their frame of reference from both their childhood and adulthood to decide whether or not they like Kody. All right, the adult children of Christine, Janelle, and Mary have the authority to determine whether or not they like Kody based on their interactions with him and his behavior. Ariella is not particularly close to Christine, and she has very little or no experience with her. Has no idea about Christine and shouldn't have any knowledge of her, especially since Christine is their sister's mother. Since her little sister despises her mother, how safe is it for Truly to visit this home? It's not secure at all. What can Ari really say about Christine? Is it any surprise that Christine is acting in this way now, filing for custody? Because Kody, can you really imagine what she's really like when she's in that house? That really hasn't been filming very much this season, as far as I can tell. She is excluding her from these discussions. The most of this has been Christine and her older children, and Kody is wrongly involving his younger children in this. He is rationalizing his wrongdoing by claiming that she is being obedient to him. Why are you discussing Christine's departure from you? And to be honest, it's not normal for a child to be having these kinds of conversations because, among other things, you're teaching them that having multiple wives and sex partners is morally and ethically acceptable when in reality it's against the law, wrong, morally reprehensible, and unethical. Not horrible, but nice that Christine is gone. That was one of the things that Janelle said in this episode that really got under my skin. She also mentioned that her kids would get reprimanded at Robyn's house if they went into her fridge, which was a code word for her being mean to them and keeping them apart from their food. Let's talk about this honestly. I can't believe I'm going to defend Robyn here, but she was receiving food assistance, so she wasn't bad for doing that. Sharing meals with children who are not listed on your food stamp application is prohibited when you are receiving food stamps. This indicates that the monthly allotment of funds for groceries is intended to provide food for the children listed on the state or county application you submit. These children are her children, Robyn's children, and her dependents. It was not food for Janelle's children. It is impossible to criticize Robyn for abiding by the law in that regard. It is physically possible for you to face consequences for doing that. Such acts carry the possibility of jail time. That is deception. And it was what they used to do all the time. Christine fed everyone from her food stamps. Robyn doesn't have to breach the law just because Christine was prepared to do so in order to share the food stamp food with other children. That's what I'm going to say. If you receive food stamps, the food is intended just for the children for whom the stamps are intended. There's food in your house, Janelle. Maybe you could feed them there and then. Why have you kept her food stamp status a secret from everyone? Why is your wife receiving food assistance, Kody? Why aren't you asking? I mean, we really don't want to talk about that topic on national television, do we? You don't want to bring up the fact that Robyn received food stamps during their time in Las Vegas. That was around 2013 or 14 for a total of 2 or 3 years. They didn't get food at her house because of this. Here too, I have something to say. The constant boasting that their kids are well-adjusted gets to me. Garrison is no longer alive. Mykelti discusses the suffering she endures as a result of growing up in polygamy on her Patreon page. Gwendolyn has voiced her dissatisfaction. Peyton has voiced his displeasure with the mistreatment. Many of the children in this family have expressed their anguish, frustration, and suffering. Just because they grow up to be well-adjusted people who contribute to society does not imply that what you did to them while they were little was oak. She is incorrect when she says, "You didn't manage that relationship better," to Kody and Robin. Every third day was the only time my kids got to see him. I mean, I get it in this particular context. You did sign up to have your husband there only once a week, right? I understand, but this whole suck it up and deal with it mentality is also contributing to the issues inside the family. In response, they say that everything else seems to be all right. Everyone else experienced it. It's time to set limits with Ariella and let her know that her behavior is unacceptable. Robin had no desire to have multiple wives. Let's be straightforward. She aspired to be a single person. She desired Kody's constant presence. She desired for her father to be present at all times for her children. Ari wasn't the one who desired her father to be there. Robin was the one who instilled that desire in Ari and then used Ariella as a weapon to force Kody to stay. That is incorrect. Instead, point that out. Don't point out that they handled the parenting poorly. Point out that Kody is being forced to go over there by Robin, who is using the child as a weapon. Furthermore, just because children are contributing members of society today does not absolve them of the wounds and traumas they had growing up. One youngster lost his way due to alcohol misuse and ended his own life. Although this was recorded prior to Garrison's passing, I hope that eventually they will see the harm that their way of life has caused to their kids and cease treating everything as though it has been well cleaned. All they're saying is that nothing is wrong. Yes, Kody neglected every other child in this family. It's excellent. Simply admit that polygamy was flawed rather than advocating for it. It might, and I want every parent to own up to the fact that they all messed up. Even after Garrison committed suicide and other kids expressed their desire for the program to be canceled, all of the people involved are still making money off of this. None of them are without fault, error, or The family is not benefited by it. The family is wrecked by it. They are still making money off of this and pretending that it's normal, even if it's not. They require therapy because of this. If Janelle went to therapy, she could actually discover, in my opinion, that the things she is defending are not justifiable, that what she believes to be adjusted is actually not well adjusted, and that a child's missing their father is not a sign of poor parenting. Robin was a horrible parent for using the child as a weapon to achieve her goals. That needs to be pointed out. It's not Robin's fault if she doesn't feed your kids since she receives food stamps. If you are looking for more sister wives gossip, come back to TLC Flicks for all your updates. Bye, guys.